Hello everyone. Today we'll be looking at the combination of pointers and constant keyword. So what exactly is a pointer? Pointer is just another variable that points to that holds the address of another variable or location. So this is my pointer and this is my original variable location, and I can easily identify that this suppose if this is stored at address 100, this may be stored at address 500. Even though this is stored at address 500, the value stored at this ptr is 100. And with respect to pointers, we need to understand that there are majorly two actions involved, that is increment or decrement, that is pointing to the next location. Just a second. Okay. Yeah, pointing to the next location. This is the first and foremost task. And the second task is with respect to pointer dereferencing. So if you want to access the value stored at the pointer location, you will have to dereference the pointer. So these two are the two most prime basic concepts involved with pointer. Next, we'll be looking at the const keyword. What does const keyword mean? Const keyword tells that the variable's value once assigned will not change. This holds true for all kinds of variables, whether it is a pointer or it is an integer data or floating type data, etc. Once assigned, it becomes constant. So these are the two things you must keep in mind before proceeding with this concept. So let's look at a set of uh, codes which will make help us understand what does this constant pointer in combination mean through. So first let's look at const ptr star p. Sorry, just a second. Const int star p, and second is int const star p. Third one will be int star const p, and next will be const int star const p. So let's try and understand in depth what this all things mean. Alright, so let's look at the first two sentences. These both actually mean the same thing. First of all, let me give a disclaimer that the content I'm delivering is taken from various websites and various other sources, and it's actually a derived version. So I don't own any of these concepts, and I'm just giving a re-representation of the same concepts in different sources. Thank you. And let's look at this. The way we have to analyze this particular concept is from right to left. So whatever first the variable p is given, and star means it's a pointer, int means it's an integer type variable, and const means it's a constant keyword. So moving ahead, let's look at the first thing. Here we are telling that p is a pointer to integer constant. This is what the first sentence mean, and similarly the second sentence means that p is a pointer to the constant integer. Both the representation is the same. What they are telling is that p is pointing to a variable that is actually a constant. This is what they are telling. So we can actually with respect to the pointer is free to point to a different location. So with respect to this, p plus plus is a valid representation, whereas star p dereferencing and then incrementing is a wrong representation. Next, we'll be looking at int star const p. int star const p. What does int star const p mean? P is a pointer, sorry, p is a constant pointer to integer. So that means that the p is itself a constant value, means it is pointing to a constant location, and the location holds is able to hold an integer value. So what you will be able to do is this p plus plus, that means you will not be able to point to a new location, but you will be able to modify that value, increment that value or modify that value in our destination location, that is a pointing location. This is valid and this is not valid. And this constant star const p, here what we are trying to do is, both our pointer is an integer, pointer is a constant, and our variable also is a constant. So technically we mean that the pointer and the variable at any point of time in the code will not be changing their values, and this is what being represented in constant star const p. Generally this kind of constant star const p is not used, and most often we'll be dealing with these three particular code lines itself. And at that point of time also, the third line is significantly more critical than the other two lines, because here the real purpose of a pointer comes in its flexibility to point to a different locations at different points of time. That is, pointer, it's a means of commuting through the memory. But if the pointer itself is a constant, we are not able to utilize the true purpose of a pointer. So that is what is being implied in the third sentence. So generally that is also critically used, and they'll be they'll have to be